introduce Pastor Frank Reed from Faith Temple Christian Center Church, who's going to invocation for us tonight.
All right, if you would, let's stand and pray. Father, we just thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to be here tonight. I pray your wisdom and your guidance on everything that's said and done here tonight. Thank you, God, for your safety and your goodness to this town, this state, and this country. We praise you. We glorify you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right. You're on.
We got Paisley and Piper Thornburg. They're from Kiddystone Elementary, and they will lead our pledge tonight. Okay, girl. And they're sisters. Yes. Okay, y'all.
Ready, set, prepare.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seems like every week I lose my chair to sweet, beautiful children. So, all right, roll call.
Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
Councilmember Laster.
Here.
Councilmember A. Green.
Here.
Councilmember Newell.
Here.
Councilmember M. Green.
Here.
Okay. We have no proclamations this week. All right, we'll enter into our work session now. Any change or anything for our minutes? Anybody find anything wrong with the minutes? Okay. All right, I'm going to change our order just a tad. Jonathan Gaddy, that's Calhoun County Administrator, we've asked him to come and speak to us about what's going on with internet sales. The county has issued a proclamation. Am I correct on that? If you will come, Jonathan, and tell the council kind of your vision, what you've seen and heard, and then we can do so by that.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me and giving me an opportunity to speak briefly on this issue. I had the chance last week at the reception that the city hosted. At the reception the city hosted to speak with a couple of y'all about this, but you may have seen or heard from some other larger cities in the state recently about an ongoing lawsuit related to something called the Simplified Seller's Use Tax. And I'm here tonight to give you a little bit of background and perspective on that because there are several different conflicting messages going around, and to let you know what the county commission's position is, as well as the position of the counties and many municipalities all across the state. In Alabama, we have sales tax. As y'all know, Alabama is one of the most complicated states for sales tax. There are several hundred different jurisdictions and entities in Alabama that have the legal authority to impose a sales tax. A lot of things go along with collecting those sales tax, to include the ability to audit the businesses to make sure that they're properly collecting those taxes, as well as enforcement mechanisms if they don't, and a lot of legal risk if folks are not following the law on that. For many years, it was not possible for one state or an entity in a state to require a seller located in a different state to collect sales tax under the United States Constitution and something that's referred to as the Interstate Commerce Clause. And that's to prevent one state from unduly influencing what goes on somewhere else. So we also have something called a use tax. If y'all file Alabama tax return, you'll know at the very end of that tax return it says if you bought anything out of state that you may owe use tax on. So use tax and sales tax are two different things that serve similar purposes. In order to collect some online sales tax, Alabama, many years ago, over 2 decades ago, started conversations that ultimately resulted in the legislation we have that we call the Simplified Seller's Use Tax Program. What this program enables is for online retailers to have a single one-stop shop to remit a very simple, direct 8% flat rate tax that's collected on online sales. The State Department of Revenue collects those. Everybody's privacy is protected. There's nothing in there that shows what anybody orders online. That data is not given over to the state. And those funds are distributed based on a population-based formula. 50% of the funds go to the state and are a significant source of funding for the state general fund. A small portion of that goes to education. The other half is split 60-40 between the cities and the counties, and that's done proportionally based on population. At the time the law was enacted, 8% was about the average sales tax rate in the state. That is now increased, and it's about 9.25% statewide. But SSUT has not been changed, and I would argue in the current climate in Montgomery, it's unlikely to be increased anytime soon. Some of the larger municipalities are arguing that they are losing revenue because of people's ability to pay an 8% tax rate instead of their locally higher sales tax rates. I think there are several variables associated with that. One is that downtown shopping in many places has dried up and slowed down, not necessarily because it's cheaper to shop online, but because it's more convenient. All of us probably have the experience of ordering something on your cell phone and having it show up at your doorstep the next day. That's a lot easier than trying to get downtown. So those larger jurisdictions are very retail dependent. I don't argue that they may not have had some impacts in loss of revenue, and we all know how hard it is to make ends meet. But in essence, what's going on with this lawsuit is a distraction. It is, in my opinion, an attempt by some of the larger municipalities to create some leverage, hopefully to get a stronger share for them of the existing 8% rate, and it's going to have to come from somewhere. And I would say if there is to be a change made in Montgomery, if it's not in our favor, that money is going to come from the county's pockets and most of the municipalities' pockets. And again, that's because I think it's unlikely that that rate's going to change anytime soon. There are several different proposals that have been put on the table. One of those is to require all of the online sellers to collect sales tax. There has been a Supreme Court ruling that says you can do that. However, you still have to be fair to the other states. So you cannot create an undue burden on businesses. What that means in practical terms is that there is a safe harbor for small businesses. So if you go to what's called a destination sourcing model, and you expect every online retailer to collect your local sales tax based on where the item is being delivered, you have to meet that safe harbor provision. In Alabama, it's currently $250,000. So what that means is that a seller who's shipping goods into Alabama doesn't really have to worry about paying that online SSUT tax until they hit that threshold. If we go to a destination sourcing model, that threshold would apply separately for every single taxing entity. So what that means in practical terms, again, is that every single city and county and other sales taxing authority, every business is going to have to hit that threshold. And even if you cut it in half, you're still going to lose all of your sales tax collections because you've now got everybody going into one funnel statewide. It's super simple and it works. If we went to this other model, in addition to meeting that threshold, which I shudder to think what that would look like, you're also subjecting all of these businesses to the audit authority that all the local governments have and everything else. So that would be litigated probably for many years after we're all gone, during which time no monies are going to be collected. So with all those things being the case, the County Commission Association in Montgomery has asked the county commissions to pass a resolution authorizing them to join in the side of the defense, because this lawsuit that's been filed by the city of Tuscaloosa and others is actually against the State Department of Revenue. And the County Commission has passed that resolution, as have the city councils of Piedmont and Ohatchee. And tomorrow night I'm going to go speak in Weaver and have conversations with the other cities. So if y'all were interested in protecting the revenue that we currently get, that's very important for your capital projects, your public safety, and everything else those funds are going to, we would welcome you joining this suit on the side of the defense, in essence to say, leave what we have alone, and let's keep working through it, because the risk of it getting tied up in court is that we could lose all of this. It could potentially be put in an escrow. We don't know what could happen. There's a lot of variables, and that'll be up to the court to decide. So I'll be happy to take any questions.
Do you have a resolution that we could use to go by if we so choose? Because from everything I've heard from the other day, Thursday, and what you said tonight in previous times, we're gambling to lose, less like you said, what we've got, or lose 50% of it. for the big boys. And it's a big city push from what I can tell. So if you could send that to us and then.
Yes, sir. I can certainly do that. I can send that to Ms. Grant right now on Ms. Long if you'd like me to. And I would also like to say, I know that a lot of outreach has been conducted with our school boards, and Dr. Barber's here somewhere. You know, they've heard from the folks on the other side of this fight repeatedly, and they're trying to drum up support because those Big Ten cities represent a huge portion of the state's population. And I don't deny that, you know, we all face revenue challenges, but this mechanism is what is enabling us to collect these taxes right now. It's not the problem, so to speak. But I'll be happy to send that.
That'd be awesome.
Yes, sir.
You got any questions?
Unless I'm reading Scott's email incorrectly, if it's not Scott, and it wouldn't be Scott, it'd be me reading it, that our SUT 21 fiscal year was $681,910. This fiscal year through September, this is not final, but 1.3 million. So understanding that, you know, if we are losing anything, it's substantial as a city. So it was 600,000, 800,000, 1 million, 1.1 million, 1.3 million. That's over the last 5 fiscal years. Is that close numbers? Yeah. I mean, this is a great impact to the budget of the city of Jacksonville.
If y'all were to adopt this resolution, there would not be any financial obligation or anything on the city. It's essentially authorizing the city of Jacksonville's name to be added to the filing that the County Commission Association will introduce that says, look, not everybody is on the same page with this other parties in this. We have been asked to provide those resolutions by December 3rd. And I know it would be a lot.
December 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
It would be a lot to ask y'all to put that on your agenda for tonight, but I can send that over and go from there.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Jonathan, thank you so much. I know you're giving up time at home, but it's so good to have somebody that's in the know. And I think everybody up here thanks you for doing that.
Thank you.
And keep us posted.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Matthew 25 project.
Thank you so much for letting me come tonight, and I wanted to come just to give you an update. I was here in May, and then we were still working. I had been working with Lori Floyd, the founder and director from The Right Place in Anniston, and also Reverend Robert Fowler, the rector at St. Luke's. I know y'all know both of them already, but among some other people that in the community that have been assisting me with this project, we named it the Matthew 25 Project based on the scripture from Matthew 25 verse 40 that's on the front of the PowerPoint there, that truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. It just seemed appropriate. So what I'm wanting to just kind of give you a little update on is what we've done since May. When I came in May, I was asking about, can we come up with a shelter or a warming station, not a shelter, a warming station for periods of extreme weather, just so that we could open something. And that seemed like a plan at first, and I'd put a lot of thought into it and had some good ideas, I thought. But once I started working with Lori Floyd, she has been doing this kind of work for her entire life, just about, through The Right Place. Before there were any shelters or warming stations, she was doing hotel voucher programs through The Right Place to keep people off the street, to keep them from being in freezing cold temperatures. And after we got to talking about it all, it seemed to me that with the small number of homeless people that we have in Jacksonville, that perhaps we didn't really need a building, that we needed the program like she had been running. And so that's what we have worked on. For a little while, we worked behind the scenes, didn't talk to you about it because we were in the middle of a city election and change of leadership and things, so needed to know who our chief was going to be before we came back. But the purpose of the Matthew 25 project is just to be sure that no citizen in this community is left unsheltered during periods of extreme weather. It's a compassionate yet practical life-saving solution, and we can bring immediate relief to people when they're in times of crisis, and it reinforces our Christian commitment to helping the well-being of our neighbors that are in need. The history goes back to there's only a few in town. I only know of really 4 by name. There may be a 5th one, but I'm not sure. But what they have been doing is reaching out to Robert's Church and various people, various churches or people in the community that they know would help, and we've been, just trying to either personally or through congressional donations, like from the church and stuff, get them off the street in hotel rooms. We've utilized the Red Roof Inn mostly, well, pretty much only because it's the least expensive of the two. The proposal that we are working on is for the project that we've labeled the Matthew 25 project, and partnering with the Right Place. The Right Place, and Lori Floyd may need to address some of the questions that you might have about her organization, but it is a nonprofit organization, and therefore anyone that wants to contribute to funding this Matthew 25 project as it runs through the Right Place, it's a tax deduction for them if they would like to contribute. The immediate plan right now is hotel vouchers. What we would like to do is look at a solution to end homelessness, but it's almost December 1st, and so for this winter we are looking at the hotel voucher program. I will just take a little side street to say that Lori worked with a gentleman that Robert and I have shared custody of for years, and we got the ball started, and Robert's, is she secretary, is that your title? Linda George and Lori Floyd together worked with him and Social Security, and that's not easy when you're talking with Social Security on the telephone, and but anyway, they have managed to get him approved for SSI, so he's going to get a small check that once we can work through the application process to get him into low-income housing, he won't be homeless anymore. And so it just does my heart good to know that your efforts do pay off. And I thank you to Linda George and Lori, because I didn't know, I care, but I was flying by the seat of my pants. They know she knows what she's doing as far as that, and Linda does too. Linda has worked with DHR. With the Matthew 25 project, the Right Place will be the overarching entity to oversee the program administration. We'll have guidelines, and we've already got some of those developed. We're meeting on Monday, December 1st, for a committee meeting to get all of the committee involved in finalizing our protocols and guidelines and criteria and things. But Lori has worked on all of that, and we looked at it tonight. It looks excellent to me. The vouchers, this is important. They will only be utilized for people in Jacksonville. It's not Calhoun County. We would love to do that, but we don't have that much money. So individuals and families that are in the city of Jacksonville, and whenever possible, and a lot of this hinges on their willingness, but through the Right Place, there are lots of supportive services that referrals to places, benefits that they could tap into, and when possible, we'll refer them to those for those referrals to look at more permanent long-term housing solutions. As far as accountability and reporting, the Right Place will provide quarterly reports to the committee as well as to the City of Jacksonville on the utilization of funds, how the vouchers were applied, the impact and use of funds quarterly. The Right Place will also deal directly with the hotels that we partner with. So the committee's not going to be, running around paying hotels, and neither would the city or anything. It would be all run through the Right Place. For funding, we have sought contributions. The City of Jacksonville was able to provide $500 out of last year's budget in about the last 2 days of the budget year. Mayor Smith said that he could do that without having to have a formal meeting, and it wasn't time for a formal meeting. So $500 from the City of Jacksonville, of which we are greatly appreciative. That was our first part to our budget. I have sent out letters to 32 local churches and have heard back from some of them requesting congregational donations. We don't want to, ask the people of Jacksonville to have to fund everything, but on with the little bit of time that we have left, we need to come up with some money to begin with to get started nicely with. I do have another $500 from one of the Sunday school classes at a local church, and individual donations from a couple of people that totaled $230. So our budget right now is at $1,230. That won't go far at a current hotel room rate is around $100, but we have approached the hotels. I went to both of those, and Lori and Robert and I have a meeting tomorrow with the owner of the Red Roof Inn, and I'm supposed to follow up next week with the Hampton Inn to see if they would work with us to provide discounted rates for this project. Again, running through the right place. You know, it's a nonprofit organization, so it can be a tax write-off for them. A room that might not have been rented at all could be rented for half price or so, and then they can have, you know, tax credit for what they didn't collect. We also have plans in the works. Lori is very well-versed and knowledgeable about grants and things that are to address homelessness. I'm new to this, but I can read. And so we are got some plans in the works of things to apply for grants that would help us to fund this. As far as climate projections, I've gone to the National Weather Service, the database, to see how many days out of the winter are we talking about. And based on last December, January, and February, it totals about 50 days, with January being by far and away the coldest month. And if y'all remember the last 2 years, we've had week-long intervals in January where it got down below freezing. And, you know, I'm just looking at 32 degrees or below. You know, it's freezing at 32. It's still really, really cold at 34 and 35 and 36. So, you know, but we only were looking at the 50 days that get below freezing. Most warming stations open when temperatures are at freezing or below. For the budget needs, if we have approximately 5 individuals, and I may not be right on that number, but I only know 4 by name. And then there may be a 5th one that I don't know what his name is. But if we have 50 days that the temperatures are projected to drop below freezing, and the hotel rates, if they stay at $100 per night, and I'm hoping they won't. You know, I'm hoping that we can do a persuasive presentation tomorrow to get a reduced rate for the hotel rooms. And then we wanted to provide them with just a little bit of non-perishable food items every day, like oatmeal or cereal or something, so that they would have food to eat while they're in the hotel. Looking at that for the 50 nights, the cost for one individual would be $5,720 to get through the entire 50 nights if we housed them every night of the 50 nights. Our account balance as of right now is $1,230, so we're a fuzz short. If we did have all 5 people, if there are 5, I know of 4, but if there are 5, and if every one of those sought assistance for every 50 nights, for all 50 nights, that cost would be $28,750. We have not had most of those people reach out to us. We've only had a couple that have reached out. I know one that goes down, that would actually go down to the police department and sleep in the courtroom to get out of the cold, and then the one that Robert and I are familiar with, but you know, there may be more than what I realize, but I really don't think that there will be. I think we've had some of the ones that are not, that don't have a home, that are actually homeless, have a resource for where they can get out of the cold. There's only that couple that I know of that we've been aware of. So,
may I ask a question?
Yes.
Of the 32 churches, have you gotten any response from the 30?
Well, I got $500 from one Sunday school class, and I just sent these letters out 2 weeks ago. Okay, it was November 12th that I mailed them. I did get a $150 check from one couple and an $80 cash donation from another woman.
In your correspondences, did you talk to Westside Baptist Church? I know they work with some homeless on that end of town.
Yes, and that is the end of town where most of our homeless are. And I did not know that they were doing anything with the homeless, because
I think you may want to check.
Yeah, well, I have talked to him. He called me to tell me that he thought what we were doing was a great thing, that they had done a lot with the homeless, that they had spent a lot trying to help the homeless. He said, but we can't do it all. And he said, I think what you're doing is a great thing. But he said, if I don't give you any money, I want you to know it's because we have already been spending
I know
some.
they do
yeah.
a great deal for those people down there.
They do, but it doesn't cover the whole need. And I didn't know that they were doing anything. You know, the number of nights that we get hotel rooms, I wouldn't have known that anybody else was getting one because it seems like it's always us. But yes, they do a lot of stuff, and he was telling me about some of the stuff that they did. So my last statement is to request, is there money available from the city of Jacksonville out of this budget year? You know, the Mayor Smith gave us the $500 because that was what he could do without having to have a call meeting. But I'd like to make a formal request for maybe $5,000 to go into this project to get through this winter. One person would use $5,000 if we sheltered him every night. And we're going to do other things. You know, I do hope to get some money from the churches. I think it hasn't been quite long enough. I have a meeting with the County Commission on December 16th to appeal to them to contribute to this, and I have been told they will. So, you know, we'll get some. But we, you know, we want to do all that we can. If the hotels reduce their rates for us, that'll help too. You know, the money will go twice as far if they drop it down to half. So anyway, the last pages on there are just graphs from the National Weather Service that I just provided if you wanted to see the temperatures.
Donna, I think it would be good for you to explain to the council and everyone, because we open a warming station when it drops below 32 degrees.
Yes, I don't want it to appear that the city has not made any effort toward trying to do that. But I ran into this because I was trying to take our gentleman, down there one night, and he was reluctant to go, and so I knew that the weather was going to be getting really cold, and I also, you know, we have a limit as to how much we can personally pay for hotel rooms. It was that week-long period, and I thought, let me go down there and just look things over, and so that I'll know where to go. And as soon as I got out of my car, I saw the problem that, and it's great, I'm not criticizing in any way, police department or anything, but it's a great attempt. But the very first thing, it says police department, and I thought, okay, these people usually have outstanding, you know, they've made poor decisions, they may have outstanding warrants. They're not going to willingly walk through a door that says police department, and you think, well, if they're cold enough, they will, but they won't. You know, I tried to take Emory down to Anniston to the warming station down, or the warming shelter down there, and he said, I'm just not comfortable, Donna. He said, what do I do? You know, when I get down there, I'm with people I don't know. I'm just not comfortable going. I'd rather stay here. And so some of the things, because I've tried a lot of those things, I do know that there is one gentleman that does go down there and sleeps in the courtroom, and he's comfortable doing that. But, you know, it's not that we haven't tried, that the city hasn't tried. It's, and it's only, you know, it's just a cot and a sheet, you know, as far as feeding them and everything. You know, when it's that cold, they have trouble getting out and walking to the places where they get food, you know.
So if I could ask a quick question. So the 30-some-odd churches that you've solicited are just in the Jacksonville area?
Yes, I did not go outside of Jacksonville because this is just for people that live in Jacksonville. Okay. There, you know, if you went out into the other cities, and especially down into Anniston and everything, there's a lot of homeless people. But in our town, it's just a handful.
The reason I ask is we attend church in Anniston, and we've got a substantial population of Jacksonville residents who attend church there as well. So I was thinking maybe...
Well, maybe I should reach out to,
At least,
Yeah. I'll get with you and see which church that is. Or maybe I need to send it to other churches. You know, I just didn't really think about that a lot of people from Jacksonville may go to Anniston, but yet this is their home community.
I think a good follow-up would be well, too, for the churches, because this time of year, a lot of thinking and a lot of everybody's going every which way with Christmas for kids and all that stuff. But I think if you follow it up, and, you know, if you don't get but $200 out of 10 churches.
It's still, yeah.
That would really make a lot of difference. Does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, also, how would they get to the,
Yeah, transportation.
how would they get transported back and forth?
Are you talking about to go?
To the rooms or?
Oh, well, if we use the Red Roof Inn and the Hampton Inn, they're like right in this area. You know, the person that we help usually calls me from the Red Roof Inn to see if I can get him a room. So yeah, he's got my number. Yeah, but it's not a problem here. Now, getting down to Anniston, the police department was willing to transport them down there. It's just that they're not comfortable going. And I know that sounds silly. You think if you're cold enough, you'll go wherever there's shelter. But, you know, I don't know that I would be comfortable just sleeping in a big open room with people that I didn't know. You know what I mean? And a lot of the homeless people have mental health issues, and so they don't adapt as well as most of us do.
And I agree with Mr. Newell about asking other churches, because there are many other churches around that do things like this, and we might not know and make connections that way. I would agree with him just to ask other churches outside of Jacksonville.
I will do that. I'll be happy to do that. I just really was thinking that we're focusing on our community. We needed to ask our area, but you're right. There are people that go to church that are in Anniston that live here. So yes, I'll be glad to do that. And Robert had told me that he would go with me to meet with any of the pastors in their offices to talk about this. And so it's easy to just make a lot of the churches don't maintain an office all the time, but I can call and leave a message and get them to call me back just to follow up, because it is busy right now.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming tonight and sharing with us. I would say we need some time to digest $5,000 and where it will come from and where it won't come from. And we can do something maybe at our next meeting, have it on the work session the next time, discuss it and see what we can do. But it won't be 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away. So. We thank you.
We have a little bit to get started with. You know, it's supposed to get cold, I think, a couple of nights coming right up. And then, you know, December was, I think there were 17 nights in November and 25 in January, I think, that it got down below freezing. So, you know, this is the most urgent time right now. And there might be other ways of fundraising. You know, grants are good, but they take a long time to come around. So
if we have people that want to donate, where would they donate to the right place?
I put in the letter to the churches that donations can be made to the right place, and then on the memo line put Matthew 25 Project. Lori has established an account through the right place that is just for the Matthew 25 Project. So any funds that go through the right place into that are accountable for in that fund. You know.
Do you have a phone number that we can contact?
A phone number for the right place? I do.
256-238-6231. And they can just ask for me if they want to, but any of my staff should be able to help.
Okay.
And I just want to add one thing too. I know that we're talking about a small group of people, and Donna mentioned the fact that a lot of them are struggling with mental illness. But one of the benefits of the right place being able to be on board with this project is that our hope is that when we're making those contacts with these vouchers, that we're building a relationship with them to make a housing goal. And that way, hopefully, our next step with them is to work to get them off the street. So we're working on kind of accomplishing some of the things, figuring out why they've been on the street, what's caused them to get into this situation, and then trying to figure out a solution for them besides just the hotel voucher. So that at some point, hopefully, this project won't be needed anymore.
And I just want to say, too, that she is phenomenal with communicating with, like, when she met with Robert and my person, he was so at ease with her. He just talked freely to her because she knew how to talk to him. And he just opened up and just said, you know, told her everything that had led him to that, and was not defensive, was not, he didn't, you know, get exasperated with any of the things that we were talking about or anything. It was amazing to me how easy it was for her to build that relationship with him. And now he has been communicating with her, been able to get his Social Security disability approved, and calls her Lori. You know, I mean, he'll be showing up at calling you on your cell phone now. Well, he does, doesn't he? Yeah. So relationships mean a lot. It's not just a warm bed to sleep in. It's the relationship of who can help you to rise above where you are right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
Chief, are you up next on the fire station number 2?
If you're wondering what that is, the state of Alabama has a law that says the contractor can inspect his work and we can inspect his work. So that's third party. Terracon will do the inspection of the concrete, the grade work, the footers, anything, ground shifting. That's what this contract covers. It's something we knew about, didn't know the price, but we knew that was coming at a later date.
Oh, it's $33,000.
$33,000.
That's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be, so.
Yeah, me too.
Any questions for Chief? Thank you, Chief.
That's what you do.
All right, our item D, department head spending discussion. The mayor and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about our department heads and what they can spend of their own money without having to go through other steps. And I think we've been holding at $500 for the last 25 years or 20 years or whatever. So I'm here to propose just okay for the mayor to go ahead and Scott to go ahead to approve that at least department heads spend at least $1,500 out of their own money without having to run it through all the time, because that just makes him have to sign his name that much more. And for $500, what's the, I mean, how many years are we down the road in inflation cost? So $500 won't buy anything now, so at least should be $1,500, even if you want to push it to $2,000. I think it would be a fair amount for them just to go ahead and.
I'm good with 2,000.
I know you would be. That's what you had that day.
Well, actually, I wished I got paid by my signature instead of monthly compensation.
Is everybody good?
And it
with,
hadn't been changed in 25 years?
I don't know. I
At
just
least.
it probably hasn't. Chief's over there saying that it's been.
It's been a long time. I couldn't swear to 25, but it's been there a long time.
So do we have a threshold? Like what's the amount that we've been normally? I know it's 500, but I'm just saying like, do we know that?
500, but the mayor has 7,500, so.
Right.
Putting it at 2,000 is not.
What I'm just saying with that, is that a good number that will kind of reduce the amount of signatures that you're having?
Oh, absolutely. And it does still have some checks and balances, but like buying tires, I mean, before you could buy a set of tires for $500.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
so, I mean, there's just so much, things that they need right away that they can't do. And this just helps them out as well as all of City Hall. I think Scott would probably agree with that too, wouldn't he?
Everybody good with
The
two?
mayor he sees the expenditures after the fact anyway. I know that is after the fact, but he does see the check copies after they're done.
And I'll say this, we had a department head meeting the other day, and I let them know that we were proposing this, but that we were still watching their budgets. And one, if we didn't trust them with their budgets, they probably wouldn't be department heads.
Absolutely.
But if we find them doing things they're not supposed to be doing, they won't be department heads very much longer.
Yeah, that's my question was that, it was 1,500 was it a good threshold, and like, or do we need to raise it up to the 2,000? And if so, is that 2,000 good across the board for everyone?
Chiefs with 2,000 work versus the 500.
Yes, sir. It won't be much better. I'm a good example of tires. We put some tires on the pickup truck at $1,200. We have to wait till the mayor got back to get them.
Yeah.
If it's 2,000, could just went ahead and approved that purchase.
Imagine what it would be on one of those fire trucks.
Oh,
Big engine.
you'll have to
Yeah.
approve those.
All right, everybody good with 2,000?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, who's discussing the elected official health insurance? Do we have any discussion about that?
Joy's not here, but it's, and I don't have those figures in front of me, but it's, if any of y'all would like
Yeah.
the insurance, and I think most of you have your own, just wanted to see if any of y'all were interested. You have that option. It is expensive.
Yeah, I bet. All right, any questions, any comments? All right, insurance discussion. I'm asking the Madam Clerk, did we have any replies on the insurance or any questions about the difference of the two plans?
Nobody reached out to me with anything.
Okay. All right, do y'all have anything we need to ask about, discuss about?
Price was
$280,000.
Yeah.
Pretty good deal, isn't it?
No, it's a big difference. I don't know about deal, but it's a
All right,
difference.
Miss Patty, can we get that on the agenda tonight to approve, or do you want to try to wait till our next, about the insurance?
It can wait till the next one.
It can wait?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have until December the 16th, so we can just add it to the next one.
Gotcha. All right, any other business? Good, I have two. The mayor and I were talking the other day, and you'll recall 5 years ago, in a work session, I asked that all the council members write down a vision, like things you would like to see accomplished in the next 4 years. The mayor's gonna talk to the department heads and see their input. And I think we need to sit down, because I think if we can focus on 1, 2 items, 3 items that we can achieve, I think we'll be doing a better idea with spending our money and putting it in the right place at the right time. And so, like, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, well, our next council meeting, if you have time, jot down some things where you can see. Last time, the main item was the city hall, okay? That came out well. I think the sidewalk was another thing of Marita there about getting it. That was on the list. And Eastwood School was one, and we made some stride on Eastwood, but we're still down the road on that. So I would say if y'all would have time, and then at the first of the year, we can sit down and take everybody's thoughts and visions, and I think we'd be a whole lot better off. Everybody good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, next thing, safe room. Josh, can you give us on the Eastwood safe room, can you give us a update on that?
Yeah, I'll give you a quick update. Appreciate you for all of what y'all do. Eastwood State Safe Room a couple months ago come in way over budget. Y'all know that. Well, we got it out for rebid. It went in the paper today. The bid documents are available at Alabama Graphics and LDI Birmingham. If anybody needs those, I've got that information. It's also in Anniston Star. There'll be a mandatory pre-bid meeting December the 9th at 2 o'clock on the site, and the bid opening will be December the 18th at 2 o'clock here at the City Hall. Hopefully we've got some stuff cut out of it so it'll get us closer to our budget.
We should have more than just one bid this time, is that
I'm
correct?
hoping so.
Or you're feeling, Bert found a bunch of stuff that maybe had been overlooked.
Can you refresh me on the timeline of the grant that we have on that?
I'm thinking it's got to be built by September. December of 2026.
Built or finished? Finished.
CO.
Okay. And how many months would it take to, like,
They said around 4 months, the last contractor did, so that's what we're hoping.
You know, it took 12 years to get the money from the state and everything. So we can build it in 4 months, we'll be in pretty good shape.
I'm hoping so.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Josh, sir. All right, adoption of the minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
None against, okay. All right, adoption of the agenda. Now, we had some additions, have we not?
Yes, to the main agenda, amend item number 10. Consider action to accept the bid report for bid number 26-01, wholesale gasoline and diesel fuel per the attached, and approve resolution number R-2278-26 to award same to Jack Green Oil Company. To the consent agenda, add item 19, boards and committees. 1, appointment B, Linda Carter, Jacksonville Public Library Board of Directors, to fill the unexpired term of Stacy Johnson, with term to expire December 2026. 3, resignation. A, Stacy Johnson, Jacksonville Library Board of Directors, effective November 19, 2025.
Thank you. With the additions to our agenda, do I have a motion to accept or approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
Just for clarity, that Jack Green is not my grandfather, Jack Green.
It must be his.
No relation.
Like we're twins. Okay.
I don't know Jack.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any against, say nay. All right, resolution passes. All right, we have public comments concerning agenda items. Does anybody have anything they would like to come forward, sign the list and everything, state who you are, where you live, and make comments if you want to on our agenda items? There being none, we'll go to item 10.
Consider action to accept the bid report for bid number 26-01, wholesale gasoline and diesel fuel, per the attached, and approve resolution number R-2278-26 to award same to Jack Green Oil Company.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against, nay. Approves unanimously. Number 11.
Consider action to approve amendment number 1 to JPWP number 24-128, new fire station number 2, per the attached.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against, nay. Resolution passes unanimously. Number 12.
Consider action to approve JPWP number 26-140, Pard Maintenance Shop, Pole Barn, per the attached.
Motion?
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Anywhere? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? Therefore none, it passes unanimously. Consider number 13.
Consider action to approve the 2026 City Council meeting schedule, per the attached.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Nay. Passes unanimously. Number 14.
Consider action to approve December 26, 2025 and January 2nd, 2026 as additional holidays for the City of Jacksonville General Fund and the Jacksonville Waterworks Gas and Sewer Board employees.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
You're welcome. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? All right,
Watch us have a
passes
big snow day or something.
unanimously.
You're out
We
anyway.
can't take the day
Number
back now.
15.
Consider action to approve the employment of the following. A, Kirsten Brooke Williams, part-time public safety communications officer, range 12, effective upon compliance with ordinance number 273 due to the reclassification of Riley Small.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? All the resolution passes unanimously. Number 16.
Consent agenda. Item number 16, budget amendments. Item number 17, purchases over $7,500. Item number 18, disposition of surplus property. And item number 19, boards and committees.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? Resolution passes unanimously. Public comments for general items. That's what I'm for. Anyone that's in the audience wants to make a comment.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to come up here and say thank you so much for the last home football game we had. We had record attendance. We had 24,166 people attend the JSU football game, which is the most we've ever had attend a football game. It's the largest sellout in history, and we just want to say thank you for the city for working with us, and we look forward to working with you in Jack State and Lights upcoming, as well as hopefully if we win this coming weekend, we will host the Conference USA Championship. So fingers crossed, everybody. So we just want to say thank you all so much and for having a great semester with us as we look to wrap things up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else would like the opportunity?
How's everybody doing today?
Good, man.
Good, thank you.
Looking sharp, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So for all who don't know me, my name is Jake Morton. I am the newly elected Vice President of Communications for the fraternity Sigma Phi Epsilon. It is no secret that if you Google our name, the fourth article that pops up was about a hazing incident back in 2015 that caused our chapter to get kicked off of campus. In 2023, our chapter was brought back to Jack State with the determination to never allow hazing at our chapter ever again. If we could do that for all chapters, that is something that we would love to do, but I don't know how we would begin to do that. We strongly discourage it because it is a sign of disrespect to our fellow brothers. We all know the stereotypes of fraternities like depicted in the movie Animal House, if you've ever seen that, causing trouble and not performing well academically. It is our mission at SIGEP to be different than the others, to raise balanced men. In our fraternity, we have a program called the Balanced Man Program. It teaches us how to change oil, do our taxes, change our tires. It teaches us how to respect ladies, hold a door for them, carry a handkerchief, a tradition that was long lost with the newer generations that we're hoping to revive. We were offered the opportunity to volunteer at the Ladiga Holiday Trail event. And as the executive for communications, I noticed that there was a section for Santa pictures, but it said bring your own camera. So we would love to offer to take the pictures if you guys would be willing to let us do that. And we just, it's no secret that community service is, it's expensive to run, especially with us college kids who are absolutely broke. So part of our mission at SIGEP is to bring out our philanthropy outreach, and I probably pronounced that wrong. But we want to expand on that. That is one of our priorities that we want to do with this new executive board that's incoming. We want to help with anything that we can with community outreach. So with Ladiga Trail, if we were allowed to take pictures, we would like a little donation link in there that allows people to donate towards that cause. But you know, growing up, my mom used to always love looking at the Santa pictures that I would take, where most of the time I was crying in Santa's face. So we want to inspire that same joy on the faces of kids nowadays. We want them to remember the trail, so we would love to be able to do that.
I would think you need to talk to Lee because she's spearheading the whole activity.
Okay.
I think
Through the Arts Council.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right.
If you leave your information on that sign-in sheet, I'll make sure she gets in touch with you tomorrow.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
I know there may be two of us that may be Santa Clauses. Three of us that will be Santa Clauses, so make sure you get a good angle.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for volunteering.
Yes, thank you.
What was your name of your fraternity again?
Sigma Phi Epsilon.
Will you guys be interested in doing any more community service?
Absolutely. Anything you've got, we'd be willing to do.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
How much time you got in today?
How many you got?
26 right now.
Okay.
What we mentioned, Terry, President Terry mentioned a couple minutes ago, you know, looking for things that we want to do as a council. But we know there's some needs inside in the city that we probably could need, like a Big Brother program or something that a balanced man could be using in different areas of the community. So we'll be reaching out to you.
All right. I appreciate that.
What's the age limit of the balanced man?
The balance.
All right.
We can definitely put him through.
I don't know if people think that my voice will be ho ho ho, or I'm just fat and I can fit in the suit. So we'll have to see how that goes.
You're just jolly too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right. Anyone else have a comment?
Hey, Jonathan Woodruff, for all who do not know me, a couple of things I wanted to talk about today, and thank you for allowing me to have a moment. Number one, when we enter to the square during this time of year, it's almost embarrassing for our Christmas tree. I don't know what we have to do as a city. I'm willing to donate as a business, but we have to make that a focal point for our city. So I'm committing $1,000 tonight for the Christmas tree, but we got to change that. That is an important part of our city, and people see that when they pass through here. Number one. Number two, I would encourage the council to consider to establish a business development or a community development focused on job growth in this city. If we do not change that in this city, we're going to be behind all the other cities in America. And right now is the time to capture businesses from abroad looking to do manufacturing. But it requires a commitment, not only from the businesses, but also from the city to make sure we do that jointly. So those were my two things, and thank you for taking some time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Mr. Woodruff, will you put your information on this? Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, mayor report.
Thank you, Mr. President. First off, other than my big belly, I'd like to thank everyone for your assistance and allowing me to keep my head above the water during my first month as mayor. I appreciate everybody. Thanksgiving, of course, is this Thursday, and our offices will be closed Thursday and Friday. With that, I'd like to remind everyone to give thanks for your blessings and not focus on our shortcomings and our needs and our wants, but be thankful for what we do have, like friends and family, great city employees, dedicated council, and just being blessed to live in the community that we live in. So make Thanksgiving thankful and avoid politics. Pray for those people in need as well that have needs, and like the homeless, people that are having health issues, people that have lost loved ones during this time. Think about those people as well. As was mentioned about our last home football game, Jack State home football game, we're hosting Western Kentucky at 1 o'clock Saturday, so you'll have plenty of time to go back and watch Alabama and Auburn that evening. So come to this game first, because if Jack State were to win, they would get to host the following Friday night for the conference championship game like we did last year. And 2 years in a row of being able to make that accomplishment would be outstanding in just joining a Division I conference. So if you get a chance, please come out to that as well. Monday, December the 1st, Christmas tree lighting on the square, but prior to the lighting on the square at 4:30 at Jacksonville State, the president's house, we'll light their tree, then we'll come up to the square with the 6 o'clock. Elementary school singers will be there, high school choir. Thank you for providing that great entertainment, as well as a lot of other fun and games and free hot chocolate, correct, Janice? So hopefully the weather's going to be great for that, as well as for the Christmas parade the following night on Tuesday at 6:30. And I'd like to say a special thanks to Mayor Smith for providing me with a car to ride in.
I heard you got it right.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
All right, council, any remarks?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I have one.
Yeah.
Before I came over here tonight, I went by the Boys and Girls Club over Eastwood area in the housing. And I had been invited for their Thanksgiving meal that was supplied by the Panhellenic, the fraternity sororities at JSU, furnished them their Thanksgiving food. And kids were hyper, so I think they enjoyed everything they had to eat. But I think kudos goes to the fraternities for their contributions, because these are special young people over there that they need attention, they need love, and the Boys and Girls Club, they give it to them. So my hat's off to what they do day in, day out too. So anything else, anyone else?
Thank y'all. Thank you to the city. Thank you for the constituents. Thank you for everyone that came out tonight.
All right, we'll be going to executive session. We will not be coming back, but we thank you I hope you have a great, huh?
Need
We're gonna vote on it first.
I know, but I'm just telling them we're gonna vote.
Is that what
Y'all
we were
give
doing?
me a minute. I feel like I'm at home. Okay, I'll dismiss you, but I'm just telling you what we're gonna do, and that way you'll know. So, clerk, will you read now, please?
Consider action to adjourn into an executive session under the provisions of the Code of Alabama, section 36-25A-7A1, to discuss the general reputation and character of individuals, section 36-25A-7A6, to discuss the consideration the governmental body is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of real property, and section 36-25A-7A7 to discuss matters of economic development.
Roll call, please, ma'am.
You need a motion first.
I have a motion.
So moved.
Second. All right, now we'll have a vote.
Councilmember Laster,
Yes.
Councilmember A. Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
Councilmember M. Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson.
Yes, ma'am. So now we'll be going into executive session. Thank you for coming. We hope you have a good, safe Thanksgiving, and God bless you.